For those that follow us on Instagram know that our family goes to Universal Studios in Orlando quite often. We live in Georgia, we're only a few hours away, so we go down there a lot, and we get asked a lot, are we annual pass holders, and do we recommend becoming an annual pass holder if you're someone that enjoys going to the park? So in this video, I'm going to break it down to help you figure out if becoming an annual pass holder may or may not be right for you and your family. So our family had actually never been to Universal Studios until last year, shortly after the pandemic. All the theme parks closed, and we were always annual pass holders at Disney. They were still closed at Disney World. And so when Universal Studios opened back up, we said, you know what, maybe we should go. And so I started looking into it at that time. How much does an annual pass cost? How much might we actually go? And we did decide to become annual pass holders. Now, the prices have changed, and a lot of things have changed at the parks and stuff recently, but I do get asked that question a lot. What made us decide to become annual pass holders? Will we renew? Should my family become an annual pass holder? So let me break it down for you exactly how much it costs to become an annual pass holder and if it's worth it versus buying single day tickets. Now, the cost of an annual pass, and I will talk about the Premier Pass for the rest of this video. There are a few different tiers, but some of them have blockout dates and things like that that would be a lot to factor in. So your individual habits might determine which actual pass you want to take. But for us, we went with the Premier Pass just to make sure that we didn't have, sometimes we were down there and couldn't go to the park or something. We wouldn't want that. So we went with the Premier Pass, and that's the one that I'll compare here. Now, that Premier Pass right now costs $624.99, so we'll say 625 bucks. And it includes quite a few things. It includes park-to-park access, so you can go to Universal's Islands of Adventure and also Universal Studios Orlando. You can go to both parks and you can ride the Hogwarts Express back and forth and all that stuff. So it does include park-to-park access. It also includes free parking, and it's actually prime parking. They have regular parking and prime parking there. Prime parking, I believe, is $40 a day, something like that. So you get a free $40 a day benefit right there. Plus you get discounts on select dining, I think some stays in their resorts, merchandise, things like that. You get a lot of discounts around their whole park. Universal pass holders also get discounts on extra tickets. So if you want to take a friend with you and they're not an annual pass holder, you can purchase tickets, for them with your discount. You also get free admission to their Halloween Horror Nights, which they're different price depending on what night that you end up going, but I kind of averaged them out, and they actually average out to be about $85 per ticket per person. So that's an immediate benefit that you get if you do intend to go to those parties. Pass holders also get free access to the express lanes or express lines on some of the rides. That's where you get to skip the majority of the line after 4 p.m. So once it gets to 4 p.m., you can get in the express line as much as you want, only once per ride, but on as many rides as you want. Now, if you were to buy that for a regular ticket holder, if you were to add Express Pass access, it's actually pretty expensive. Just like the tickets, the price varies a lot depending on what day you're actually there and what the demand is. In some cases, it will more than double the cost of your day just to add Express Passes. They can get very, very expensive. I've heard some crazy amounts that people have paid before just to get access to these express lanes. So as a pass holder, to get that benefit added on, even if it is only after 4 p.m., that's still a really good benefit to have. So we've got the $625 pass over here plus the discounts and stuff. Now on this side, we will look at a regular ticket, how much it would cost you as a ticket holder to go. So I broke down from now through the end of the year, through the end of 2021, and I came up with an average daily ticket cost of $189. Now you'll also have to pay for parking, and assuming you don't want prime parking, which is what the pass holders get for free, you can get the regular parking, and that is $25. So you've got $189 plus $25, bringing you up to $214 per day to access the park. And that is a park-to-park ticket because annual pass holders get park-to-park, and I'm trying to compare apples to apples here. So if we take that $214 and we divide it back into the $625 over here for the annual passes, it actually pays for itself in about 2.9 days. So in 3 days of purchasing tickets, you have paid for an entire year's worth of access that you could get as an annual pass holder with a Premier Pass, and you get prime parking and you get all the discounts. So that's an even better deal than Disney's annual pass holder program. Most people that go to Universal seem to want to go for about 3 days. 2 to 3 days is what most families go that I plan their vacations. I'm a vacation planner, in case you didn't know. And so I find that most families want to go for about 2 to 3 days. So realistically, at that point, after buying tickets, they have paid for that entire year's worth of access that they could have with an annual pass. Now, like I said, you would also get prime parking. You would get a lot of discounts on your food and stuff, and that stuff starts to add up. And it would be impossible for me to tell you how much you're going to end up saving, because I don't know your eating habits, your spending habits as far as merch and things like that, whether or not you're staying on site, and if you could get a discount on your stay and things like that. There would be a lot of factors there, but something that you could look into. However, knowing that it would pay for itself in 3 days is a pretty big incentive to become a pass holder, because you know that if you go for that one trip, you can go back at any time of the year for free. It costs you nothing. You just walk in. I mean, you have to pay for your accommodations, you know, but it costs you nothing to access the park as much as you want for the next 365 days with no blackout dates. That's actually a really great price. Plus, you are locking in that rate for the next year. You know that even if prices increase, you have already paid, and you're good to go for the next year. So I'd love to hear your thoughts, and my comments are turned off, but you can go over to my Instagram. We can carry on the conversation there. Are you an annual pass holder? Do you plan to renew this year? Do you plan to keep it? Have you enjoyed being an annual pass holder? I'd love to hear what you guys think about it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Also, please consider subscribing to the channel. I post a lot of content about, you know, theme parks and travel, international and around the US, travel planning tips and content like that. So if you like that stuff, please subscribe. I'd love to have you come back. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and we'll see you next time.